Okay, NanoVNA, the H4 model. Just of interest, the Nano models that have the -8 and -H4 share a code base. The -5 model is no longer compatible with any other variant. So you're going to be dependent on that seller, I guess. I always try to calibrate for the desired frequency range. And down below is the bands I basically save and have calibrated for. If you're going to use short cables when testing, use them for calibration. Another benefit of using the cables, it's cheaper to replace the cables than the unit from worn SMA connectors. SMA connectors. Okay, fire up your unit. You may need to tap the screen, of course. For home menu, if the unit is already powered up and you moved on, just tap back. Then select calibrate. You need to hit reset, clean slate. Then you want to go back to stimulus and enter the start and stop frequencies. In this example, I use 3.5 megahertz to 30 megahertz. Then you go back, then you go to calibrate. We're not doing a reset this time. Hit calibrate again. Now, just to understand some of the terminology here, port 1 is equal to S11 and port 2 is equal to S21. Before I start my calibration, I set up both ports. In my case, I use both of the short cables, and be sure they're snug and not loose. Snug and not loose. Don't need to over tighten them. Okay, once that's taken care of, then you go and screw on the open connector. Then select open, give it a second or two, and it will show that it's been activated. Repeat the same thing for short, and then for load. The next step for isolation, I have a spare load, so I have a load connected both to port 1 S11 and a load connected to port 2 S21, and then I hit isolation. The next step, the two coaxes are at the end. I just remove the loads and even have to remove one of the barrels, and I connect the two together using the one barrel. And then select through. Then hit done. You now have the option to save this, the stimulus range and the calibration, in location 1 to 4. Now, some will say the S2 has the factory calibration, but I'm sure everybody loses that pretty quick. So the settings that you want when you first power up your unit, store it in slot S0. And as you can see, mine is set to the factory band of 50 kilohertz to 900 megahertz. And before you connect anything to your feed line, especially like an antenna that's outside, you want to short the feed line, the center conductor with the outer shield, because there is static buildup on that antenna, and that static charge can accumulate, and when you go ahead to plug in, you get a static charge, and you may have destroyed your NanoVNA. So this is basically the calibration. I'm going to show another video how checking the coaxial loss saved me a few dollars. Okay, screen decided to go to sleep. But that'll be another video. So hopefully this calibration criteria will give you a good idea how to set yours up, save it, and once you do it once properly, you should be good. Have a nice day.